In 148, Vaisampayana continued, thus addressed the powerful Bhimasena of mighty arms affectionately, and with a cheerful heart bowed on to his brother Hanuman, the monkey chief, and said in mild words, "None is more fortunate than I am. Now have I seen my elder brother. It is a great favor shown unto me, and I have been well pleased with thee. Now I wish that thou mayest fulfill this desire of me. I desire to behold, O hero, that incomparable form of thine, which thou at that time hadst had in bounding over the main, that abode of sharks and crocodiles. Thereby I shall be satisfied, and also believe in thy words." Thus addressed that mighty monkey, said with a smile, "That form of mine neither thou not anyone else can behold. At that age the state of things was different, and doth not exist at present. In the Krita Yuga the state of things was one, and in Treta another, and in Dwapara still another. Diminution is going on in this age, and I have not that form now. The ground, rivers, plants and rocks, and siddhas, gods and celestial sages conform to time in harmony with the state of things at different yugas. Therefore do not desire to see my former shape, O perpetuator of the Kuru race. I am conforming to the tendency of the age. Verily time is irresistible." Bhimasena said, "Tell me of the duration of the different yugas, and of the different manners and customs, and of virtue, pleasure and profit, and of acts and energy, and of life and death in the different yugas." Thereupon Hanuman said, "O child, that yuga is called Krita, when the one eternal religion was extant, and in that best of yugas everyone had religious perfection, and therefore there was no need of religious acts. And then virtue knew no deterioration, nor did people decrease. It is for this that this age is called Krita, perfect. But in time the Yuga had come to be considered as an inferior one. And O child, in the Krita age there was neither gods nor demons, nor Gandharvas, nor Yakshas, nor Rakshasas, nor Nagas, and there was no buying and selling, and the Sama, the rich, and the Yajus did not exist, and there was no manual labor, and then the necessaries of life were obtained only by being thought of, and the only merit was in renouncing the world, and during that Yuga there was neither disease nor decay of the senses, and there was neither malice, nor pride, nor hypocrisy, nor discord, nor ill will, nor cunning, nor fear, nor misery, nor envy, nor covetousness. And for this, that prime refuge of yogis, even the supreme Brahma, was attainable to all, and Narayana, wearing a white hue, was the soul of all creatures. And in the Krita Yuga, the distinctive characteristic of Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras were natural, and these ever stuck on to their respective duties. And then Brahma was the sole refuge, and their manners and customs were naturally adapted to the attainment of Brahma, and the objects of their knowledge was the sole Brahma, and all their acts also had reference to Brahma. In this way all the orders attained merit, and one uniform soul was the object of their meditation, and there was only one mantra, the Om, and there was one ordinance, and although of different characteristics, all of them followed a single Veda, and they had one religion, and according to the divisions of time, they led the four modes of life without aiming at any object, and so they attained emancipation. Religion consisting in the identification of self with Brahma indicates the Krita Yuga, and in the Krita Yuga, the virtue of the four orders is throughout entire in fourfold measure. Such is the Krita Yuga, devoid of the three qualities. Do thou also hear from me of the character of the Treta Yuga. In this age, sacrifices are introduced, and virtue decreaseth by a quarter. And Narayana, who is the soul of all creatures, assumeth a red color, and men practice truth and devote themselves to religion and religious rites, and then sacrifices and various religions observances come into existence. And in Treta-yuga, people begin to devise means for attainment of an object, and they attain it through acts and gifts, and they never deviate from virtue, and they are devoted to asceticism and to the bestowal of gifts, and the four orders adhere to their respective duties and perform rites. Such are the men of the Treta Yuga. In the Dwapara Yuga, religion decreaseth by one half, and Narayana weareth a yellow hue, and the Veda becometh divided into four parts. And then some men retain the knowledge of the four Vedas, and some of the three Vedas, and some have one Veda, while others do not even the Rigs. And on the Shastras becoming thus divided, acts become multiplied, and largely influenced by passion, people engage in asceticism and gifts, and from their incapacity to study the entire Veda, it becomes divided into several parts, and in consequence of intellect having decreased, few are established in truth, and when people fall off from truth, they become subject to various diseases, and then lust and natural calamities ensue, and afflicted with these, people betake themselves to penances, and some celebrate sacrifices, desiring to enjoy the good things of life or attain heaven. On the coming of the Dwapara Yuga, men become degenerate in consequence of impiety. O son of Kunti, in the Kali Yuga, a quarter only of virtue abideth, and in the beginning of this iron age, Narayana weareth a black hue, and the Vedas and institutes, and virtue and sacrifices, and religious observances fall into disuse, and then reign, and disease, and lassitude, and anger, and other deformities, and natural calamities, and anguish, and fear of scarcity. And as the yugas wane, virtue dwindles, and as virtue dwindles away, creatures degenerate, and as creatures degenerate, their natures undergo deterioration, and the religious acts performed at the waning of the yugas produce contrary effects, and even those that live for several yugas conform to these changes. For a pressure of force, as regards thy curiosity to know me, I say this: why should a wise person be eager to know a superfluous matter? Thus, O long-armed one, have I narrated in full what thou hadst asked me regarding the characteristics of the different yugas. Would happen to thee, do thou return. And it's section 148 in the Tirtha-yatra Parva of the Vana Parva.